Hello, my name is Mandy. I am with Scott Leroy Marketing. Today's class is Smart Plans Overview. So if you're here with me live, again, just like we just talked about, go ahead and drop any questions and comments in the chat. I'll be happy to help them get those answered for you today. And if you're watching this back on recording and you have any questions or run into any issues, you can always email us, and that email address is support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help. So what is Smart Plans? Smart Plans are a great tool. It's an app within your command that can actually help send bulk emails, create tasks for you, the agent, create call reminders. It can actually send bulk text as well. So it is a pretty robust system. I'll be going through all of that with you today as an overview so that you'll learn how to leverage this in your business, but it really can help you bring a lot of consistency to the value that you bring to your clients and to your business. So I do want to add a clarifying statement. You have another tool within your command. It lives over here behind this megaphone right here. That's called campaigns. There is like email campaigns that can also send out bulk emails, but that's more for like one and done kind of things. Think about like maybe an event or a just listed email, something that you would only send out one time. If you have a one-time email that you want to send in bulk, then yes, email campaigns would be great. And we have a whole nother class for that. But Smart Plans that lives right here underneath this fourth icon down in your command, this is more for like ongoing or continuous bulk emails. An example you'll hear me use a lot through this class today is maybe like an introductory email. There we go. Something that maybe is a quick email that you would send out to brand new leads that come into your command database, just introducing yourself, maybe giving them some free resources, things like that. Something that you would use continuously that you wouldn't want to have to recreate every single time. That would be a good example of what a smart plan is. So, or a smart plan email that you would want to use a smart plan for instead of like an email campaign that would be one off. All right. And before we jump in depth in this smart plans tab, I do want to show you a little bit of prep work that you'll just want to check on before you get started on smart plans. Most of this will probably already be set up for you, especially if you were set up by us here at SLM. But it's still a good idea just to go ahead and eyeball it, make sure it's exactly like you want it to be before you get started. The first thing to check is your command mail settings. I'm going to show you where that lives over here, your name in the top right hand corner. And then if you go down to settings, from here, scroll all the way down at the bottom of the page, and you will see email service section, and command email is right here. Now, you'll hear two different terms for this. You'll hear command email as well as command mail. It's essentially the platform that command uses to send bulk emails out through your command. Okay. Now, you automatically get 5,000 free sends a month. But if you're working with a larger database, you may want to come in here and increase your allowance for the month. There is an additional cost. You can always click right here, click manage, view how many you've been using, and manage your subscription right here if needed. You'll be able to view the plans. They're extremely reasonable. I think increasing your plan right now is even less than $5. So again, first 5,000 a month are free, but then after that, if you find that this is bringing a great return to you in your business, if it's a great way to nurture your database and you're starting to get a lot of referrals, then maybe you'll want to encourage or consider increasing your subscription. Okay. Mm. Another thing about the command email is you'll want to make sure the settings are showing exactly as you would want them to. And when you scroll down here, you can see where you can adjust what the name looks like that it comes from. And then also when someone responds to a bulk email that you've sent out through a smart plan, you'll want to make sure that this is the email address that you receive that response to. These are the two settings for command email. The one setting that you can't change is the email address it goes out from. Let me show you a demo smart plan really quick. Or a demo email. This is one of the examples of a bulk email that a smart plan can send. You'll hear me mention this later on in class. It's a monthly neighborhood update. This is a KW authored smart plan that actually sends out neighborhood stats and listings automatically for you where you don't have to create the content. We'll talk about him a little bit later. But do notice in this email that the email address it comes from is mailer.kw.com. That cannot be changed. That's a unique email address just to you. Okay. It's actually created in a benefit to you in an effort to keep your emails from being marked spam, hopefully going directly to the recipient's inbox, and also to allow you to send bulk emails without getting flagged as spam. I don't know if any of you have tried to send bulk emails out from your KW email account directly, but it will flag your account, and sometimes Google will actually log the account because they think you're spamming. So, being able to send bulk emails out through command is of good benefit. This unique email address for you is a benefit, but what you can change is the name that it looks like it comes from, so you can personalize that. And again, which email you receive the reply back to is something that you can control. So let me take that demo off the screen here and move back to your command email settings. Go ahead and put your cursor in these fields. Make sure it's the name that you want and make sure that that is the email address that you want it to use. If you don't see the email address you want to use down here, click this edit pencil and you can manually type in an email address that you want to use. Okay. All right. So that's our first item of prep work. The second is Twilio. You'll see it just a little bit below this under a messaging section. It's called Twilio. This is a third-party app that can do bulk text messages for you. Now, it's not required. If you want to use a smart plan that has a bulk text feature or step within that smart plan and you don't have Twilio, you can still use the smart plan. It will actually create a task reminder for you to manually send the text out individually from your own personal mobile device. However, if you want to leverage bulk texting within your command, you would need to subscribe to Twilio and get a monthly subscription. This is a third-party platform that will integrate with your command in order to send out those bulk text messages. It is heavy leverage. It is really good for your business if you want to use text messaging to communicate with your database. It's pretty amazing. You'll see a little bit more later, and I'll show you how involved the text messaging can get. But this is where you would come right here to subscribe in the marketplace if you wanted to get a plan. Again, totally optional, but if you want Command to be able to send out those texts automatically on your behalf, you'll want to come here and get a subscription. Okay. I think the cheapest one right now is also less than $5. So it's worth looking into. The third piece is the marketing profile. Now, marketing profile used to live back here in the settings. It just recently moved, if you haven't seen it yet. It now lives underneath your websites tab right over here. So we're going to click on the websites tab and give it just a second, and then come over here to your manage settings. Now, this is what used to be referenced as your marketing profile. You won't see those wording. I'll get my English right in just a second. You won't see that wording here now that it has been updated, but it's the same essential information. This is essentially the bank of data that brands onto your command marketing. So if you go to send out emails or create a marketing piece in designs, this is the information it pulls from to brand your marketing. So you will just want to come through here and make sure you click on each of these tabs on the left-hand side and make sure that this is the correct information, your right details. make sure everything's spelled correctly. And as you go through each section here, just make sure to click the Save button in the bottom right-hand corner. Okay? Again, just making sure that all your branding information is correct before you start creating that command marketing. Just click Save after each tab. And the last piece of prep work to go over is actually back in your settings. So let's travel back to your name at the top right and go to Settings. And over on the left-hand side under Command Settings, you'll see an option for Smart Plans. Just a second. This is interesting. Give me 2 seconds, guys. This is going to be fun if they've just moved it on us today. All right, we're going to roll with it. So it used to be a Smart Plans tab, and I swear I'm not seeing it. If anybody sees it on my screen, holler because I am not seeing it. But you used to have a Smart Plans tab right here. It was just here a second ago, which is interesting. We know they're doing updates today in Command, so this apparently is something that they're moving. But at any rate, let me tell you what it is. So in here, you'll have a Smart Plans tab, and it was for the time zone, time and date settings for your Smart Plan. I have a feeling we are going to find it. Um, Command MC. This is different, Kelly. Actually, that will only be for Command MC. Thank you for pointing that out, though. If you have Command MC, this means you're part of leadership for your market center, and you'll have Command MC settings down here. They have their own little section of smart plans, and they do have settings like time and date. This is what we want to see. But we want to see it up here under command for the regular agents, not just leadership. But thank you. At least, Kelly, now I can show people, see, I'm not crazy. There really is a Smart Plans tab with a time and date, okay? And it should be right up here. I have a feeling we're going to discover it together as we move forward with the Smart Plans. They've probably moved it over here somewhere, even though I was just checking that and didn't see it. So we will learn in real time to get together today, folks. All right, so we're going to move on from this prep setting, and we will try to find that as we move through our Smart Plans tab over here. So let's go ahead and move over to our Smart Plans tab now. Again, it's the fourth icon down right here. It looks like a task list with a little cogwheel in the corner. So we'll go ahead and click that. By the way, if you're not familiar with the names of the tabs just yet, you can always click red KW square up here and it will pop the names out for you. Okay. And when you want those to go back, you can just click it again. All right. So here we are on the Smart Plans tab. We're going to do some general navigation on this page, just so you know the lay of the land. And then we'll start jumping into how to create a custom Smart Plan. So I can show you all the basic building blocks, some basic functions like how to activate it, how to deactivate it, things like that. And then towards the end of class, I'll actually show you how to jump into your Smart Plans library and find pre-made smart plans that you can go ahead and implement today. That way you don't, again, have to start from scratch. You can build off what somebody else has shared and it's been productive for them. Okay. So general navigation up here at the top, you have two tabs. The first is My Smart Plans. These are your smart plans that you're seeing right down here at the bottom in the chart. Okay. These are ones that you've either created on your own or you've already downloaded them from the library. This library tab, we'll deep dive into this again before the end of class. This is where other pre-made smart plans live. Either KW or KW Associates have created them and then published them for all KW Associates to use. Okay, so we'll deep dive in that in just a bit. Sliding on to the right, you will see a teal action button in the top right-hand corner. Very common style to command. You tend to see your action buttons located up here. This is the create button. This is where we will jump in and actually create a custom smart plan. So just know that this lives up here at any point that you need to jump in and just start creating a smart plan. You can do that. For your smart plans that are already listed down here, you do have a search bar at the top to where you can begin searching through the names of your smart plans if you need to come and find them. You can see that like so. And then down here, you'll notice column headers like name, and you have a little triangle beside this. This allows you to sort by in alphabetical order, um, in reverse as well. Contacts column. This is an indicator to you that a smart plan is active. Okay. If it's just sitting here with no eyeballs and no numbers in the contact fields, let me show you what that looks like. I'll clear my search here. If it looks like this with a little dash, then that smart plan is sitting here completely inactive. You can edit it, change it, save it for later, delete it, whatever you want to do. But if it's sitting here with just a dash in the columns, in the contacts column, it means it's inactive. In order for a smart plan to be active in doing something, it needs to have a contact added to it. I'll be showing you how to do that shortly, but I do want to show you so you can know how to read your chart here. If you see eyeball with a number beside it, this is indicating to you this is an active smart plan and it has that many contacts added to it. And if you ever want to see the exact email address of the contacts, you can always click this eyeball and it will open this drawer over here to the side for you so that you can see who is actually added to that smart plan. Okay. Next column is created date. This is pretty self-explanatory when it was created. Your duration and total touches are the next two columns. Let me explain what these are. The duration is how long that smart plan runs. So, like this says 31 days, and it's a monthly smart plan. That means it probably has one action, waits 30 days, and then repeats. So the actual duration that that smart plan covers is 31 days. It only has one touch, though. That means it has one direct interaction with your contact. Okay. You also have some action buttons over here in the far right. We'll jump into these shortly, but this is just an icon and shows you where you can add contacts to your smart plan, which activates it, right? But I'll show you a better way to add contacts later because you can add contacts in bulk. So this little guy right here makes you add them in increments of 20 at a time. I'll show you how to add them in increments of up to 500 at a time. Next is an edit pencil so that you can jump in and make edits. And then you have three dots over here with just a few other options. Again, whenever you see three dots within command or like one of those triangles I was showing you earlier, just usually means you have either an option or a hidden menu there. So you can always click on it to view the items. Speaking of little triangles, notice we had one right here at the beginning. This will give you a preview of the smart plan. So I'm going to click on that just to show you what a preview is of the smart plan, and then we'll actually jump into the whole thing so you can see all the details. But if I were to click this little triangle here, you'll notice it shows us the steps. On day one, this smart plan sends an email immediately. The subject line is monthly neighborhood update. And like I said, it waits 30 days. And then on day 31, it repeats itself. Okay, so this is just a little preview to show you what that smart plan does if you want to preview it. You can always click that triangle to minimize it again. And this big blue banner right here in the middle of the page, guys, you will see this if you don't have Twilio connected. Again, totally optional. However, over here on the right-hand side, if you want to jump in and look at the plans or possibly subscribe, you can do that over here. You can X this bar out, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news, it will come back all the time. It will not stay away. So just know that it will. So that's our general navigation. Let's go ahead and actually create a custom plan together so that I can show you the different steps that you can build a smart plan with, and it'll probably help make it a little more clear what we're all talking about here with the general navigation. So we'll go ahead and click create, and then we'll just name our smart plan for today. You can name it whatever you would like, and then create. This is what a smart plan looks like when you're actually in it and building it. On the left-hand side, these are your steps, kind of like building blocks. We'll be using these to build our smart plan with. In the middle is the timeline. It's like a vertical timeline that we will start building out our smart plan, making different actions on different days, and you'll see this get longer and longer through the center of your screen. Over on the right-hand side are details, and also this will be our area for editing. As we start using these steps and building blocks, we'll make edits and changes over here on the far right. Another helpful thing that is here over on the left-hand side, you'll notice that you have compliance and best practices as well as some tips and rules. So if this is your first time jumping into Smart Plans, highly recommend coming and checking this out when you have time to read through these. It's very helpful. So let's go ahead and start diving into our steps over here on the left-hand side. I want to show you some really great options that Smart Plans offers you. And then we'll get into some details about how to activate and deactivate and how to actually automate your smart plans before we leave and go into the library to get you involved with those pre-made smart plans that you can go ahead and use today. So the first step right here is create task. Just going to drag and drop it right here on day one. Now, whatever is on your day one will happen immediately as soon as the contact is added to your smart plan. Notice that there's no calendar dates. As we build out this smart plan, it will be day one, and then if you want it to do something else on day two, or maybe like a week later, day eight, it won't be calendar dates. It's going to be days because this smart plan or any smart plan will start as soon as you add that contact to it. And if you already have, like, let's say you've got 100 contacts already on your smart plan and you want to add some more contacts, you absolutely can. They won't start in the middle of the smart plan. Each contact, the moment they're added to the smart plan, will start at day one, step one. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions about that. That's usually an area of a lot of questions. So just let me know. And Garima, yes, this will have a recording from this that will be posted on our YouTube channel so that you can go and get it. But there's already an archive there as well. I'm going to share our YouTube channel link again here for you. That way you can already go there and find that class archive. The most recent one was 3 weeks ago. And that way you can slow it down and follow along for sure. All right. So we went ahead and drug our little guy over for create a task. This is pretty self-explanatory for task. You name it, you decide if it's a touch task. Touch means, again, it's that direct interaction with your contact. Maybe you want to manually send them a task, or maybe you want to reach out to them on social media. Um, so we'll just go ahead and name that task this. And then you have an area for description. Notice that you have merge tag options right here, guys. When you use a merge tag, this is where, like, let's say we'll put his first name up here. So we'll use our merge tag contact first name. Whatever contact we add to this smart plan, it will add in that contact's first name right here in the task name so that at a glance, you'll know immediately who the task is for. Okay, so this will plug information in from your contacts like last name, email, phone number, birthday, and home anniversary. And as we move through some other steps over here, you'll notice that some of these merge tags actually change. So you'll see some for you, the agent, as well. So for the description, you can enter any information that you feel like you would need to help you complete this task. And remember, you have your merge tags here too, in case you need that contact, maybe their email or their phone number so that you can search for them on social. Add a hyperlink if you need it. Set your priority level. And then you get to choose when it's due. So the task will be created as soon as that contact is added to the smart plan. So that's when the task will be created, but when do you want it to be due by? So you can choose here whenever you would like it to be due. And if you want it due all day, that's fine, but you can actually choose a specific time of day. Maybe you know you like to have all of your office work done by 10 a.m. in the morning because then you're going to be out in the field actually showing properties and holding appointments. So if that's something that you would do, you can come in here and adjust this time for when it's due to make sure that you've absolutely gotten it taken care of before you leave your office for that day. And step details down here at the bottom. We'll see this change again as we're working through our steps, but since this is the actual very first step on day one, notice that it just automatically sets it to happen immediately because it's the first step. So this will happen absolutely immediately. We'll go ahead and click Add Step. Now our step is added to day one. You always have this edit pencil over here on the right if you need to come back and make changes to that step. And you do have a trash can too if you want to just completely remove it. Next, let's go ahead and grab our next step and we can add another day here. Let's say the first day I'm going to reach out to them via social media, and then maybe a week later, we'll click wait 7 days and apply. So on day 8, we'll come and drag and drop our make a call step. The difference between these two steps, create a task. Whenever you mark that as complete in the contact timeline in your command contacts, it will mark it that you've completed a task for that person. But if it's an actual call reminder, when you go to mark it complete, it will give you a pop-up screen and allow you to include notes like, did you make contact? Did you leave a message? Was there no answer? Also, you can include notes from the call. And then when you complete that, it will all be included in the contacts timeline within your command contacts and mark it as an activity that you actually had interaction with that day, with that person on that day. Okay. So you'll notice that with the make a call, it looks almost identical to your task reminders. It's the action on the back end. What happens when you go to market complete that makes these two different. So you can come in and add your task name. Remember to use your merge tags if you want to. For the description, you can grab their phone number right here so you'll have it handy. Add a hyperlink or a priority level if you need to. Mark when it's due. And then when you're going to schedule it or excuse me, when the task should be created, yes, it's on day 8, but for the time of day, notice now that we have options here. You can choose which specific time of day that you would like, and that's when that step would trigger. That's when it would actually be created. So you choose when you want to. Maybe you do your phone calls early in the morning, so you like to get people before they go to work. So you can go ahead and make that task be created that time of day. From there, I do want to point out at the bottom, it has a Telephone Consumer Protection Act down here. It wants you to read that. That's what that extra language is on this particular step. If you're not familiar with that, just go ahead and remind yourself here or read it for the first time and click Add Step when you're done. All right. You'll see your step details over on the right. We have our little guy right here on day 8. And again, you do have the option to click on this step and edit or trash it if you need to. And do know, you can see I can pick these up and move them again. If you want to change the days that these are on, you can easily drag and drop them in. Okay. Coming back over on the left, let's talk about the send email. Now, I like to put this guy first, and the reason being is if you are building a smart plan that you want to reach out to your contact, and having an email as the first step means an email will go out to them immediately upon you adding them to the smart plan. Going back to that introductory email that I mentioned earlier, you can set up your smart plans to automatically add a contact to that smart plan as soon as that lead comes into your command database. So if you get a lead from your website, as soon as that lead populates in your command database, you can set up your command to have them automatically started on this smart plan so that this email goes out to them right away. So it can be an introductory email, again, just introducing yourself, telling them to watch their phone because you'll be reaching out to them shortly. But until then, here's some resources like maybe your KW app link so that they can go ahead and get started on their search or any other resource, something that is a value add for you as an agent. You can go ahead and put it in this email for them. We have another class called Command Automation and Lead Conversion that goes through the options of getting this set up and will actually walk you step by step. So that archive is on our YouTube channel already, or you can visit one of our live classes when we teach that next. But for right here with the send the email step, notice we have two different types of emails that you get to send. The first, self-explanatory. It's simple. It's literally just the text that you type in. The benefit to a simple email is that it looks handwritten, it looks personal, and it may be more apt to be read by the recipient. So it's something to consider. So a simple email literally is going to be whatever you put in as the subject line. And then when you come here to the email content itself, you do have some font options right here at the top. You still have your merge tag, so you can totally personalize it to include the person's first name. You can include hyperlinks as well. And then once you're done typing the body of your email, at the bottom, just remember, this is a simple email. It does not include an email signature. You'll need to write out whatever you want to be at the end of that email. So this is where your merge tags change. You can come here and choose your own first name and your own last name now, and you'll go ahead and include maybe like your phone number. And there's a couple of other merge tags for the agent, like team name or your KW app link, if you'd like to throw that in there as well. Coming on down, it's asking when should it be sent. Remember, it's our first item, first step on day one, so it's automatically set to immediate. But if this was on a different day, like if we slid this down to day 8, you would have those other time frames to choose from. Like if you wanted the email to go out in the afternoon, when everybody's getting off work and they're grabbing their phone to check their notifications, that might be a good time to do it because you'd be at the top of their inbox at the end of the day for them to check. Things like that. So we'll go ahead and add this step as an individual simple email. Okay. But let me show you what you can do with a dynamic email here, or what we call a designs email. So we just grabbed another email and it's giving me a little alert. It only wants you to send an email, one email a day. It won't let you spam. So let me add one more day and we'll do an email our second day. Just for demonstration purposes, I'll click designs over here and notice your options change. Designs are your design emails that come from your Command Designs app within Command. This is where you can make a very dynamic email, images, links, videos. You can also put in different text, different fonts, different graphics, different layouts. You can get very creative with it. You would choose still your subject email here, and then you would select a design. You would have already have gone into your command designs and created an email design. You can create them from scratch or use one of the pre-made templates that you see. And so we'll go ahead and just grab our July newsletter here and click it. It gives you an option to go ahead and make any edits that you may need to. Um, if you've already done that, you're fine. You can go ahead and click Save and Close, and it will take you back to your smart plan. Now it's added that design to our email step here, and you would go ahead and choose your time of day. Again, choose any of the time frames that you want and click Add Step. So those are the two different options that you'll have within that same email step. Either do a simple one or a design. Next, let's look at the text message option. I'm going to add a day here and slide our send text step over. And you can, guys, you can add more than one step to a day. I think I already showed that to you, but let me just show you again. If I wanted a text to be on the first day, I could. You can add more than one step. It just won't let you add two text steps or two email steps to the same day because it doesn't want you to spam. So here with text, you have two different options for this as well, static and dynamic. You do also see two options up here at the top. This is based on whether you have a Twilio subscription. If you do, you can set this up to send as an automated text. So when the contact is moving through the smart plan and gets to this step, Command will send this text automatically on your behalf. If you don't have that Twilio subscription, you can just choose create a text task and it would show here, just like a task step that we already had, it would show you where you can build that out. You can add your task reminder name, your description, and set your scheduling, okay? Excuse me, just had to clear my throat. But if you do have a Twilio subscription, you can choose send an automated text, and that lets you choose between static and dynamic. Static, you have one text right here. You enter whatever you want here and use your merge tags. Enter any information you want. And then when you're done, click add step. And for static, that means no matter how many times that contact rolls through this smart plan, this is the one and only text that they will receive each time they hit this step. So it'll be the same text. If this is a smart plan that you set to repeat every 30 days or every 90 days, what have you, this is the same text they'll get each time they come to this step versus dynamic. Dynamic will allow you to come in here and create up to 6 different text messages that can be different wording, different phrasing. And every time this contact rolls through the smart plan, they will receive a different text message. It helps it be a little less robotic and a little more personal. So again, if let's say you have the smart plan set to repeat every 30 days. So when they get a text from you each month, it'll be a different one. Okay. Really great options here. Again, you would need that Twilio subscription in order to use these. Otherwise, it would just create a text task for you and you would manually send these from your mobile device. Okay. We'll go ahead and keep this on static and scroll down. It gives us an error because we don't have Twilio connected, but I do want to show you, you can also add a time of day for this, except we have it on day 1, which means it would occur immediately. And we'll try to add the step. Oh, it let me. Good deal. So it still gives us the big warning that it's not connected, but that's okay. Remember earlier when I kept talking about the smart plan settings for time and date that we were looking for? I'm not sure again if this is just literally paused because they're currently updating it, but up until today, there were smart plan time and date settings because certain states do not allow text to be sent out, um, like soliciting text on federal holidays and or Sundays. So there was a time and date setting within your command to where you could see if your contacts were from specific states. And if you weren't sure, you could just go ahead and set your command to not send text messages on federal holidays and Sundays. We'll wait and see if those smart plan settings come back. As of the time of this exact teaching, for some reason, they are MIA and not available in your settings. So they may no longer be applicable, or they may just be updating. So Definitely go back and check in your command settings, like I showed at the beginning of class, in a couple of days just to see if those do resurface. And the reason why is it will impact when your actual smart plan steps take place. So let's say we have our text right here as the very first step on day one, but maybe this smart plan triggers in the middle of the night. Maybe it was a lead that came to your website in the middle of the night, entered their information, and this smart plan goes to start. Well, this text would not start until after 8 a.m. in the morning because texts usually are also limited to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. within your own time zone. So it would actually pause and wait. Let's say it was on a Sunday or a federal holiday. The smart plan would know to pause and wait. And when the next not federal holiday or next day that's not Sunday rolls around, then that text would be triggered to your contact. Okay. Next, add to smart plan step right over here. I'll put him way down here on day 3 and we'll just slide him over and drop him. This is again pretty self-explanatory, but it's a great way where your smart plan that you create can add the contacts on this smart plan to another smart plan. So remember the monthly neighborhood nurture we mentioned earlier, where the command will actually create the content for you, the neighborhood market stats, it'll have current listings for that area, and it will send those emails out automatically for you. Well, maybe you want whoever ends up on this particular smart plan to also be added to that one. Or maybe like a birthday smart plan, home anniversary smart plan. You can get creative. But this just allows you to have one smart plan trickle to another smart plan. So you can come over here and choose the other smart plan out of your list and choose again time and day that you want it to happen, and you can add the step. Couple of other things in here to show you for the basic building blocks of your smart plan. If we scroll to the bottom, see that you can add a repeat. So you can have this smart plan repeat 1 to 6 times or unlimited. And you can also set how long it delays. That's important because if you have a step right here, let's say on day 10, you want to make sure you add a delay in between when it repeats because you don't want day 10 to happen and then this thing to repeat immediately and come right back up to day 1 where we had steps on that day as well. So they would kind of get bombarded one day after another. So let's say you actually want it to wait 30 days to make sure that this is monthly. So the next month, 30 days later, you would have it repeat. Okay. We'll go ahead and add that repeat. And over here on the right-hand side, if you scroll down, you'll notice some auto add and remove rules. Remember when I was sharing that you can automate a smart plan? This is that area. This is one way that Command can automate your smart plans. Again, that other class, Command Automation and Lead Conversion, will show you the multiple ways throughout Command that you can get smart plans automated as well as other items in your Command. But right here is where you can automate your smart plans as well. You can add trigger tags. Got them grayed out for me because I haven't saved our smart plan. So at any point in time, you can click Save Plan at the top and it will save your work as you're going. And now our trigger tags are available to add. Trigger tags use your contact tags to start the smart plan for certain contacts. So in your command database, you know your tags that you can add to kind of organize and label your contacts. Well, let's say you have them labeled a specific topic and you want any contact that has that new tag added to it to automatically start on this smart plan. So that means that tag is now a trigger. So we can come here and say, all right, any contact that has this particular tag added to it in the future moving forward, a hot lead tag, and then as soon as that tag's added to that contact, they'll automatically be added to this smart plan. Okay, it's a way to automatically get contacts added to a smart plan so that your system starts reaching out to that contact, creating these tasks, setting up your call reminders for you, all the things, right? Maybe you have a certain value add that you want to bring to contacts that as soon as you get a lead, you have certain things that you want to do to nurture that relationship. You can build a custom smart plan, have it create tasks for you, call reminders for you, send them emails, whatever you want to do. This is a great way that you can do it. And just make sure that you have trigger tags on here so that it automatically starts. You can add up to 10 tags per smart plan. So, one caveat, any contact that already has this lead tag or any of the trigger tags you choose, those will not be added. It's just once this trigger tag is added to the smart plan, any future contacts that this tag is added to will then start on the smart plan. So if you already have contacts with this tag added, you'll just want to manually add those to the smart plan, and I'll show you how to do that in just two shakes. So we'll go ahead and add our trigger tag here and go ahead and save plan. And that is how you create a custom smart plan and all of the different steps in between. We'll spend the last few minutes here in class showing you how to go to the library and find your pre-made class of pre-made smart plans, as well as how to add and remove contacts to the smart plan. I see those questions come in. Keep them coming, guys. I'm going to finish up and wrap up here class for just the last few minutes, and then I'll be sure to stay a couple of minutes and get those answered for you. So I'm going to go ahead and close our smart plan here. Let's talk about how to add and remove contacts to your smart plans. First, let's look at how to remove them. That's usually the easiest. So we'll come here and find our smart plans that have contacts added to them. Here's one right here. It has an eyeball and a 1, so we know there's a contact on the smart plan. You can click this eyeball and choose to either remove that one person or you can remove all. Removing the contacts from a smart plan is what will deactivate that smart plan, meaning it's no longer taking any steps of action. It is now inactive and just, dead in the water, so to speak. So you can go ahead and remove all. It asks you to confirm. And now this smart plan is completely inactive. There's no contacts. To add contacts, yes, I showed you right here where you can add them 20 at a time, but let me take you to your command contacts over here so I can show you how to add them in increments of up to 500 at a time. So right over here on the left, click on your command contacts. You can use your filters to find the specific contacts that you're looking for if you would like to. And once you're viewing those contacts, come over here to the right and make sure you're showing up to 500 contacts at a time per page. You'll come over here to select all. And your bulk action menu that's hidden right here will appear. And you can choose Add to Smart Plan. This will open up a drawer over here on the right-hand side where you can come in and choose which smart plan you want to add them to. So we'll choose our demo today. It will give you a pop-up. Now, our smart plan had text steps, so you'll and a call reminder, so you know those contacts need to have a phone number. It also had email steps in it, so our contacts will need an email address. And so it's letting me know that some of the contacts I'm trying to add to it don't all have that in their contact profile. They don't have those pieces of information. So it's my choice. I can add them to the plan anyway, and the steps that can be accomplished will happen, like the task reminder, things like that. Or I can just choose not to move forward with those particular contacts. I'm going to choose to go ahead and add to plan anyway. And it brings me to my scheduling screen. This is how you can schedule a smart plan. There's several ways, 3 ways actually. I can choose to start them all now. You can choose a specific date on the calendar. And whatever that date is, this is when day 1 of your smart plan will actually start. Or I can stagger start. Stagger start is genius, especially if you are adding 500 plus contacts to this smart plan. You got to think about This had task reminders and call reminders for you, the agent. You do not want to come into the office tomorrow to 500 plus call reminders, all due on the same day. Okay, so be kind to yourself, be smart, know how much business you can actually tend to a day, and you may want to stagger start it. This means that you can add up to a certain amount of contacts per day. So let's say you're working with 500 or more. You could add 20 contacts today, 20 tomorrow, 20 the next day, and it would automatically add those for you day after day until you reach the maximum number that you were adding. So that way, any task reminders or call reminders on this plan will only be like 20 a day each. So just a little more manageable for you. So choose whichever option you want. Okay. Click that you've read the TCPA disclaimer, and then right here, you can click confirm. Um, one other quick thing. Remember when we were talking about our smart plan settings and it's disappeared for today? Here's a reference to it. It lets you know that if it's scheduled on a restricted date, right, Sundays and federal holidays, that it will delay the text. And it's actually referring us back to our smart plan settings. So I'm going to open that in a new tab and see if it takes us right to it. And there it is, guys. This is our time and date that we were trying to find earlier, but just notice that it's literally not on the left-hand side. But this is what it looks like, time and date. You pick your time zone. If you don't know that you have contacts in these particular states, then you can just click unknown and it will restrict Sundays and federal holidays for you anytime it tries to send a text. I'm going to go with this is just a glitch today, guys. And so hopefully this will be fixed very soon and you'll be able to find it back here under Smart Plan settings. Coming on back, go ahead and click confirm to schedule your Smart Plan and you'll get a green banner at the top and your Smart Plan is scheduled to start. Okay. Last but not least, let's travel back to our library, Smart Plans right here. You have a library tab right here. This is where all the pre-made smart plans live. You have a search bar and you can search by name, author name or description, maybe something that you know you're looking for. You're just not sure if it's actually out here. You also have filters that you can use to find a particular type of smart plan. And then here, they're listed on this page, but they're actually horizontal, guys. So you come over to these arrows and flip through them this way. So you have featured smart plans. Each square or rectangle that you see, this is a smart plan. It gives you the name, how long it is, the duration. In that duration, how many touches do you actually have between you and your contact? The little blurb about what it does for you, how many times it's been downloaded, what the reviews are, who the author is, and then you can actually view the steps if you want to preview it. So I'll show you that here. It shows you all the days, what step is on each day. It gives you a little blurb like send text, and it shows you a little bit about what the text says and how many times it repeats. You can go ahead and add this smart plan to your My Smart Plans tab by clicking that and choosing download. Now it will add it to your Smart Plans tab unless you already have it. I don't know if you saw that come up in the bottom right-hand corner, but we already have our Smart Plan with this name. And so it won't let us download it again. But if you don't have it yet, you can click download and it will appear on your My Smart Plans tab. Okay. Just going to highlight a couple of them to you here that you may want to check out. Scrolling on down, Keller Williams. This is the section where they have authored 10 smart plans. These right here, guys, are pretty much ready to rock and roll. You just go ahead and add your contacts to them and they're good to go. Another big benefit of the KW Smart Plans are that they are coded correctly to pull exactly from your contacts data in your command database. What I mean is, right over here, they have a home anniversary and a birthday smart plan. So there's the birthday one. The home anniversary is right here. These are coded to trigger on the exact day that is in your commands your command contacts profile. So if their birthday is on January 1 of 2000, that birthday smart plan would know to trigger 1 week exactly beforehand to tell you to go ahead and get a paper card in the mail. It would tell you a couple of days ahead to go ahead and find them on social media. It'll tell you when to send the text on their actual birthday. It's a pretty robust smart plan that you can do to help nurture your database. Any other home anniversary and birthday smart plan that you find back here in the library, please review it carefully. It is not coded properly to trigger on that exact day, and chances are, if you add your database to them, everybody in your database will get a happy birthday or home anniversary today. Everybody. Okay. So please be careful. Another word of wisdom here is if you do end up downloading a smart plan from the library, please assign yourself first. Like add yourself as a contact to your command database and add yourself to these smart plans so that you get to experience it first and go through them and make sure that there's no other branding from another agent or any typos, things like that. Make sure that they look good and it's all your information before you start sending it out to your database. All right. Last but not least, you can come up here to search by author name and you can put in Scott Leroy. And we have several smart plans in here for you guys that you can come and look through, including our free monthly newsletter. You'll see we have one for each month. Each month we publish it, and you can come in here and add it as a smart plan and add your contacts to it. Your branding will appear on it, and yet the content is already created, so you don't have to do it. All right. There's also our farming one. Our farming roadmap. It's 100 days long. It helps you to farm a specific area and become an expert in that area. So there's some good goodies back here, guys. Come back and definitely check these out when you have time to go through them. This is the end of our class today, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and get those other questions answered in the chat. If you're watching this via recording, you can always reach out to us via email. That email address is support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help. And if you're here with me live and you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I'll be happy to go ahead and get them answered for you. Just give me 2 shakes. Thanks for watching.